Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ladner Leisure Center. Steve Erickson with the call for tonight's game. George Perry doing all the magic work on camera for us tonight. Well, as we get set, your Delta Islanders are hosting the Burnaby Lakers in tonight's game. 2 points difference in the standings right now between both teams as we enter the game. And you're looking at what we see tonight should be an exceptional game. In the league, first place overall through 12 games. The Shamrocks have a record of 10-2 so far for 20 points in the season, followed by the Langley Thunder, also 12 games, record of 9-3. Nanaimo Timbermen, who are here in town tomorrow for 2:30 a game in the afternoon, record of 7-3 for 14 points on the season. Coquitlam's next with 11 games, as well as the Lakers. The Lakers 11 games, a record of 5-6, 10 points on the season. Your Delta Islanders 10 games played, so they have one game in hand, a record of 4-6, 8 points on the season. U.S. Salmon Bellies follow that up, 13 games on the season played, record of 3-10, 6 points. And sitting in the cellar, Port Coquitlam Saints, 11 games, a record of 1-2 for 1-10 for 2 points on the season overall. So when we look at the Islanders' winning percentage right now, the Islanders have .400, Burnaby Lakers at .455, goals for the Lakers, 114, goals for the Islanders, they have 108. And when you look at goals against for the Lakers, goals against have 137. Islanders have 124. Penalty minutes, that's the big difference right there. Penalty minutes, 177 for the Lakers and 174 for the Islanders. So we are set. The referee's ready to take this off, and we are officially underway from the Ladner Leisure Center. So from the draw, DeSantos pulls this one back. He throws it all the way back over on the far side. They pick this one back up. Welcome everyone to our broadcast right now. LaRue threw this one back over the far side. Now he goes up. Vella's waiting for it. He's a trailer for the play for Burnaby. Couldn't get control. Vella's going for ripping a shot off of the wall, going back over on the far left side. This is picked back up and grabbed by LaRose. Rome correction. Hold on to it. LaRue threw it, waits, blocks, and this is picked back up on the shot. The 30-second shot clock reset, and London grabs the ball. Up the half floor. London goes back down, dishes it back around to the middle part of the floor again. Monroe had it. Waits on the right side of the floor this time. LeBron has it. Looks, he waits for it. Now they throw it back around. A one-hopper. Easily played. Back on the far side again. DeBron picks this one back up. He waits for it. Wide open on the far side is Sandberg. Sandberg couldn't pick this one back up. Now they go back the other way, and they'll have it inside the corner. Far side, huge passing play by DeBron. He gets the shot away, and this is picked back up on the transition on the turnaround. Now they're back out to center floor, and Malowitz has it. He goes back down. He's off on the change on the far side. Vela has control. Vela waits for it. He threw it back inside. DeSantos goes towards the front part of the goal, waiting for it, as does Ballatista. He's in there as well. Couldn't get control. Up on the change is Burwell. Burwell on the far side. They inbound the ball. Terry Mosdell is one of the referees. I'll find out who the other official is as quick as I can. Talking to Bev earlier on as well. Nice to have a conversation with her. Huge shot, ripping it. They throw this one back over on the far side. DeSantos has control. He threw it back in the corner. It'll go off of the wall, and they'll try and pick this one back up again. Batista, he looks, waits, back out to DeSantos. DeSantos, Vela. DeSantos is wide open, cutting inside, going carefully through the crease. They get one inside and get the first goal on the board right there. The fourth shot of the game. And we're watching, and the clock is still going. The clock has not stopped yet. So I don't know whether it was, I'm assuming we're supposed to be playing stop time. The clock is still going. So I guess I'm the only one that noticed this. I thought we were playing stop time. We'll have to inquire about that. I'm as confused as you are, George, with that. George giving me a funny look, like I'm giving him a funny look too, like, really? Of course, you're talking about an old guy here that used to referee lacrosse, and that's the first thing I look at when the whistle goes at the clock to make sure the clock stops. Carrier threw it back over. Now he's going to go off on a change on the far side. Good play to pick this one back up. Coming in, Hogan Stratton. He's the trailer. Hogan Stratton tried to get this one back around to Sandberg, the captain for the team. Sandberg's wide open, ripping a shot on goal. LeBron got the shot away. Going to try and chase it back around again and pick this one back up over on the far side. They're working their way out of the corner. McDonald comes out, reset the shot clock, and we'll try it one more time. They're holding on it. Now they just lob it back forward. And the starter is Tack. Mateo Tack is the starting goalie for the Burnaby Lakers in today's game. LaRue comes back down. He cuts to the middle. Vala is the trailer. Vala goes down on the far right side this time. Hogan Stratton He's over in the corner, away in the far left side this time, waiting for it. Back to the mid part of the floor. Kelrich looks, goes in, trying to get the rebound, unable to do so now, and Vallet chases it back to center, but they'll have a turnaround on the transition play and give this one back up for the Islanders. Islanders holding on control of it. They wait. London throws it back. Nice play from London to give it back to Richmond. Sounds like we're talking about cities in the world right now. Back around, London holds on to it. The only one we're missing is somebody from Delta or Burnaby. Back around again. Waits. Either that or we're looking for a name like Copeland. That would work for us. Right side pass. Nice play to work their way back inside. Kozak comes in. He takes a shot. That was blocked. Kozak goes inside. He's pushed off of the ball by DeBeck. DeBeck stays with him. The ball rolls all the way back around the far side, and we've got a delayed penalty coming up this time going against Burnaby. Tenders out for the extra attacker. Ripping pass play over on the far right side. They're trying to grab it. Kozak's calling for it. Instead of that, they give it back around to McDonald. McDonald looks, shot, whistle goes. Now we'll see. Is the clock going to go? Now it stops. So it wasn't my eyesight that was clearly deceiving you right now. It was clearly the clock. So as we go through there, we should make mention that our first sponsor of the game is your one-stop shop for customized team and company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, and designs, and team uniforms as well. Now offering team banners, flags, decals, and signs, and much, much more. Check them out, Extreme Threads. Our first game sponsor for today's game, coming to you from the Ladner Leisure Center. Waiting for it, going inside. A little bit of a hip check right there in the corner. Nice play. Now we have a penalty coming up again. A holding penalty called. So we'll have another player go. That's the biggest difference I see, and I mentioned this to George earlier on too. This is the biggest difference I see with hockey from lacrosse. Lacrosse, they get a penalty, they go to the penalty box. Hockey, they're still complaining. So we get our second penalty of the game. This one's sponsored by Island Glass and Mirror. With over decades of experience in home and commercial installation, Island Glass has served thousands of homeowners, designers, and builders throughout the greater Vancouver area. From your latest frameless showers to customized mirror and railing projects, you can trust Island Glass for all your glazing needs. Huge shot, missed the net, picking this one back up again, going after. Sandbag goes after it, checks, waits, blocked and stopped. Now it'll go over on the far right side, and Hurd picks this one back up. Hurd's pushed off of the ball, waits, continues to go after it, and they're just going to go back after this one down floor. And the Islanders will pick this one back up. They get back up. McDonald's the trailer. Right side. Nice play by Sandberg. Sandberg's in there calling for it back. Waits. Couldn't get the shot away. It's blocked and rolled back, and Richmond will pick this one back up. Richmond goes after it. Centers it back around again. Back to Sandberg. Rips a shot. Huge save right there. Torek tested early. Comes up with a couple of real key saves still. Islanders still up by two men. Two-man power play advantage right now. See if they can pay dividends. Back around. Going inside. Ripping a shot. Stopped again by Tack as he held on to that one and made the stop look relatively simple. 43 seconds left in the first minor penalty. 56 in the second. Back around the other way. Up to McDonald. Off on the change on the far side was Reese Young. McDonald threw it back inside. Huge shot. Tuck stopped that one. And it goes against the wall over on the far side boards. Sticking with him and just levelly pasting him to the wall. Solid play. Richmond comes inside. Lost it. Kovac had control. Waits. Doucette comes in. Rips a shot. Stopped again by Tuck. Kip wide again. Going after that one. That's Tack, correction. Shot right on goal. Tack holds onto it. Tack gives it for his man. And the first minor penalty is about to expire in about 5 seconds. We'll watch him come back on the floor. Passed in front. Subshot scores! A short-handed marker. And Burnaby jump out with another goal on the board with 1 second left in their first minor penalty. Nightmare for the coaches. Watch the passing play going inside, setting that one up. Nice play to get that one right on goal. Just buried it home. Back to center floor. Burnaby up by a 2-zip score so far. We've only played about 6 minutes and 23 seconds in the opening period. Uphill battle for the Islanders right now. 2 points separating the teams as they enter today's game. 10 for Burnaby, 8 for the Islanders. First minor penalty has expired. The clock's not going yet. I'm counting it, and now it's stopped. It was held for 5 seconds. They never started the clock again. Timekeepers are sleeping at the switch down in the box. They wait for it. Back around again. Kozak holds control of it. Waits. Kozak threw it back. Nice play. Sandberg's trying to get the shot away. out in front, getting that free shot. Porteous passed it back around, and they score, and they get it, and that will be an even strength goal as the minor penalty for Morris had expired already. So both power plays, they were unable to capitalize on that play right there. So Delta 0 for 2 in the special teams unit right now, and we have a 2-1 contest with 13-17 left. They're questioning it, and it's a valid question. If they're going to question the clock, this is valid. So see what they're going to do with the clock. Are they going to reset it? Nope. If they were questioning the penalty had expired. They should question as to why the clock wasn't working. So they're still having a discussion over on the far side. Justin Sousette, the head coach for the Islanders. Ross Freilich is the assistant coach. Russ Hurd, the head coach for Burnaby. Andy Ogilvie, Tyler Kirkby, and Gord Gimbel are the assistant coaches for Burnaby Lakers. All three very knowledgeable lacrosse players, well, as are both Justin Duzette and Russ Freilich with the Islanders. Now they come all the way back around. Of course, Russ coaches the Pioneers for the Ladner Pioneers that normally play on Thursday. They played a game earlier today against Victoria, defeated them by a 15-5 margin. Back around far side. Nice passing play to set this one back up. They work their way back inside. Kozak comes in, shots, call him for the crease infraction. Now they'll just leave this one. This is going to be picked back up by Launt. Launt threw it back around. He goes off on a change on the far side, and they'll slowly march their way all the way back up the floor to the middle part of the floor this time. LaRue had it. Threw it back around. LaRue went off on a change. We've got a delayed penalty coming up for the Islanders right now. Arms up. The goaltender's out for the extra attacker. He's over on the bench. He's in the change box. Now he steps off the floor. Well, the change box door is still open. Far side again. Batista is inside there. Waits for it. Couldn't get control. Shot, scores! So they scored while there was a delayed penalty called against the Islanders, and the goaltender was off, so it was virtually a 6-on-5 man advantage. So we have a 3-1 contest right now for the Burnaby Lakers. So we talked about goals, power play goals right now. Power play goals for the Lakers. They're pretty impressive the way that's working. Burnaby Lakers on a 1-game losing streak, and the Delta Islanders on a 1-game winning streak as they enter today's game. So they put it in, they place it between the webbing and the sticks. The players chase this one back around and try and pick this one back up. They got it. The ball bounced loose. It goes in front of the penalty box area. Heavy check thrown right in front of the penalty box area. Solid play, and Waltz was pinned against the boards. Now Waltz turns his way back over, dances over on the far side, and Miller picks this one back up for the Islanders. Waiting for this one as they grabbed it. Threw it back far again. Sandberg cuts inside. As Sandberg goes inside, DeBron is in there as well. Couldn't get control. Running the rolling pick. Nice play to set it back up. Richmond's in there. He's waiting for the pass. Couldn't get control. Way out in the middle part of the floor is Richmond. Richmond's calling for it. Couldn't feed him or couldn't see him to give it to him. Ben McDonald, one of the alternate captains, had it. Threw it back out to center. Back to Kozak. Kozak goes back down. The 30-second shot clock goes. A couple of players change on the change line right now, and they work their way all the way back down the floor, but they've got to throw it back. The referee will get it. Dump it back out. Bouncing around pretty freely, so they throw it back out to the middle part of the floor again. And as they pick it back up, they whistle the play in. Now it goes back around the far left side. Hogan Stratton throws it. Hogan Stratton, nice play to give it back over to Valla. Valla had it. Valla calls for it back. LaRue goes inside. LaRue, high shot. Takes it. Huge save once again by Braden Washington, the goaltender for the Delta Islanders. Aston LeClaire is a backup for tonight's game. Special shout out to Frank and Diane listening in from North Delta. My neighbors, well, old neighbors. Shot, scores! Quick goal, one-time shot right there. And they hammer that one home. That should, as we look, and we'll see who they're going to give credit to that goal. As they march their way all the way back down the floor, you can see the replay on this one, cutting their way inside. Huge play to get the shot on goal, and no mistake in that one. They weren't going to give that one up very easily, so we'll wait for the official announcement. 3-2 in favor of the Burnaby Lakers, and the Lakers right now are being outshot 9-4. Islanders were trailing in the shot department, entering the game, but all of a sudden they just set the alarm clock, woke themselves up, and away we go. Or as my mother would have said, lickety split, we're back in a new frame of mind right now. Back around again. This is lost. Picked back up. They chase it over on the boards on the far side, and DeSantos goes after it. DeSantos couldn't get control. Now he does. Gets it in his feet. A little bit of a stutter step. Back the other way. They grab this when McDonald comes back down. McDonald goes back inside. Walt stays with him. Not going to give him much to shoot at as they just forced him wide against the wall. Good play, and Kozak had it. Kozak comes in over on the far right side. Kozak is calling for it, so they gave it to him. Nice and hospitable of the team to do something like that when you ask for something. A little bit of give and go. Waits far side. They go back behind the net, and they hold on to the ball. My daughter wouldn't treat me that nice. If you asked for something, she'd say, get it yourself. Shot. Nope, not going to go in that time. They wait for it. My daughter just tell me to get it. Get it yourself, Dad. George understands that. That's the way kids are in today's world. We all know that. Of course, the older guys like me, we just say, it is what it is. Far side, waiting for it. Burnaby pressing inside, trying to get it. Burrell goes after it, out of his reach. Now it goes back to mid-floor again. They come back inside. Gabriel has it. Gabriel, first shift of the game for Gabriel as they cut their way back inside. Burrell goes in, shot, blocked, secondary shot. Did it go inside? And they're looking at it, and it did. Somehow it snuck in. Now we have a question. Goaltender is not happy at all. Braden Washington's questioning that call right there. Of course, if this was the NHL, we'd be still in Toronto for a visiting replay right now. But that's not going to happen either. So they go back to center, and I thought he held that, but it did not. The referee went all the way back. Nice to see Terry Mosdell right beside the net on that play to make the call. So back to center. DeSantos is out there. Facing off this time against Doucette. The two of them square themselves off. The whistle goes. They're trying to pull it back to see who gets the draw, and they did, and DeSantos won that. He goes down, looks, goes in, rips right from the draw. DeSantos says, tic-tac-toe, I'll bury the biscuit in the basket, and that puts Burnaby up by a 5-2 margin, and we will see a goaltending change right now. And coming onto the floor to take over, Aston Leclerc. And leaving the net right now is Braden Washington, not a happy camper at all. So Leclerc comes in. So Frank and Diane, if you're listening in and paying attention, okay, we'll be nice to him for you. I'll talk nice about Aston. I saw Troy around here earlier on. So they're we're getting a drink on the far end for the goaltender for Burnaby. He's getting a drink of water. I don't blame him. It's hot and humid. And, of course, hot weather this time of the year. Please remember that if you're out driving around, if you have a pet, leave your pet at home. Don't take your pets in the car. I want the pet to be a nice family pet, not a dead family pet. Pets are the backbone, a lot of them, for the families. And, boy, oh, boy, you leave, they're frustrated, but when you get home, they're always happy to see you. So think of your pets. So they wait. Ball's between the sticks. They placed it back around this time. They're going to go after it. DeSantos got the draw, threw it back around this time. Geffert back to the middle part of the floor one more time. Launt has control. Launt waits, threw it back out to Vala at center floor. Launt's off on a change. Val is down. Also deep is Hogan-Stratton on the far left side. Hogan-Stratton's calling for it. He's way out towards mid-floor, and they gave it to him. He cuts in, goes left, goes in, pass it back around to center, going inside. LaRue takes a shot and scores, and another one on the board. That's a 6-2, and that's the first shot that Leclerc has faced, but he was hung out to dry, and he was literally deserted like that play. Watch this. He goes inside. Instead of shooting, they pass it back the middle, low on the left side, and Leclerc had no chance on that one at all. He was hung out to dry like a rag doll. And boy, oh boy, you talk about desertion. They could have charged the team there with desertion on that play right there. They go back. You can't leave your goaltender unattacked. He's the last line of defense, and you need him. Only 2 minor penalties so far in the game, and the Islanders are 0 for 2 on the special team units as Burnaby had the first 2 penalties. Morris has it. Morris throws it back over. A good fast-paced, tempoed game. Back around the middle, Gabriel has control. Gabriel threw it back in the corner, over on the far side. Coming off of the wall is Kilich. Waits. He goes in, goes wide. Back all the way out to Gabriel at center. Gabriel coming back to LaRue. LaRue goes inside. Centers it over on the far side. Cuts back the middle. Takes a huge shot. Stopped by Leclerc. What a save. That was a bullet. Just exploded out of the stick. But boy, oh boy, was he ever up to the task to stop this one. They go out of the net. Waits. Kelrich had control of it. Huge shot again, missed the net by about 30 feet. A couple players push and shove, getting a little more aggressive than what we initially saw. Delta trailing by 4, 6-2 in favor of Burnaby right now. Shots 9-7. Delta was up 9-4 earlier on. Now they're rebounding. Shot missed the net by about 4 feet. Don't ask me what that is in meters. I'm the old school. I like foots and yardage. And not centimeters. That confuses me completely. So it'll be back over in the corner, over on the right side, as Ben McDonald's going to pick this one back up. McDonald has it. They whistle the play in. McDonald still has control of it. Waits. Monroe cuts towards the front part of net, trying to get in front of the goal. Waits. The Braun had it. No goal. They call him for being inside the crease. Mind you, it doesn't help that he was pushed inside the crease. Now they throw it all the way back the other way. Belowitz goes back down. Belowitz lobs it all the way back out to mid-floor, and Vala picks this one back up. Vala, far left side. DeSantos goes inside. Vala comes in, runs the rolling pick, trying to feed it back around this time. Burwell is wide open. Hogan Stratton is wide open as well, taking a huge shot. Stopped again by LeClaire. Stoned him. Waits, back, waits. They call him for back in, so they're going to give the ball back this time to Burnaby over in the corner. Well, that was a good call because he did go back in. That's the rule. That's the way it goes. Now it comes off of the wall. Shoots it. Far side. Nice play. Back out. Hogan Stratton had control of it. DeSantos wants to get control. DeSantos goes to the front part of the net right there, and Young stays with him. Forced him wide to the outside. Middle part of the floor. They take it. Vala has control. Vala works his way in. Gabriel is the trailer. Gabriel was calling for it. Didn't give it back to him. Now it's behind the net one more time. Burrow comes inside, takes a shot, stopped by LeClaire, bouncing at it, and LeClaire picks this one back up and throws it all the way out to mid-floor, up to Young, over his head by about 4 feet, even though he put his stick up. It was still well over top of his head. Young couldn't pick this one back up, and now they go all the way back up floor the other way, reversing it straight down the far side. They work their way inside. Vela lobs it all the way back to LaRue. LaRue comes back inside, takes a huge shot, missed the net. Not going to put that in the ocean back in Tawasin with a shot like that one. Far side, they grab it in the corner. Nice play to get control. They're still fighting for it. Inside there is Batista. He waits for it. Never managed to get control. LaRue is wide open. He fights for it. Out of his reach. Now we go back the other way. And Squirt just leisurely takes his time. He's over in front of the penalty box area on the right side, and Sandberg is there as well. Sandberg's wide open on the far side. Sandberg cuts in front of the goal. He waits for it, trying to get control out of his reach. And Kozak comes inside. Stutter step. Lost it. Does it go in? No. They call him for the crease infraction right there. He stepped inside. The crease violation. So they'll leave it. And they're saying, no. Get back here, sunshine. Come on back. Now we're ready to go. No head start. You can't get a free yardage. Back around the other day. Back out to mid-floor. Nice play. Cross pass back, takes a huge shot, stopped again by LeClaire. LeClaire holds onto it. Back to mid-floor again. Young down the right side as Young slow to come in. Goes back to the middle part of the floor again. Young threw it back around, cuts back, waits. Sandberg is in there waiting for it. Sandberg's trying to get himself free, but he's being hounded. Hogan Stratton had control of it. Waits, couldn't get control. Back all the way out. Good play. Sandberg comes inside. High, jumps high and couldn't put that one in. Threw it over top of the net. Now it goes back out to mid-floor. McDonald goes after it. Sandberg chases it out of his reach. Now we'll just reset the shot clock, and they're going to go again. So now they get the shot clock going again. They set this one back up again, and Sandberg comes down the right side. Sandberg marches his way in, looks, waits, holds onto it, throws it back over. Cross four pass, about a 60-foot pass that time. Now they work their way back inside. Monroe goes in. Up and out of the reach of everybody. Will they pick this one back up? They did on that time. Monroe is in the corner, waits for it. Porteous comes in. He runs the rolling pick, and this is grabbed by Burnaby, and they get all the way out almost to mid-floor, and they slowly work their way back down. Now they get it back down to mid-floor and lob it all the way back. Balowitz goes off on a change. DeSantos has the ball, a one-hopper. Far side, careful play, so they weren't called for too many players on the floor. And they still march their way back inside. Batistan is in there as well. Now we have I'm watching what the referee's calling. So we have a penalty, the first penalty of the game for the Islanders, and I'm looking at Ashton LeClaire is adjusting his mask. High sticking penalty going against the Islanders. We'll wait and see them get it up on the board right now as we wait. So we have the minor penalty, a minor penalty assessed to Carter Torek. According to what I'm reading on the stats, Carter Torek from Junior B called up the play. So you can see LeClaire, the goaltender, he's adjusting his mask. So we're back at mid-floor one more time. So LeClaire's got his mask all adjusted. Torque gets a minor for high sticking, and they inbound the ball, whistle it in. Calrich had it. Calrich goes back. As Kelrich goes back, Waits centers it back around, cross pass back on the far side. They're trying to get the ball loose and free that time. LaRue waits. LaRue had it for a second. LaRue gets control. LaRue threw it back around on the far side. Kelrich comes in, trying to get it back to LaRue. Unable to, and it goes wide and all the way out to the mid part of the floor over on the far left side. Hogan Stratton comes inside. Looks stopped by LeClaire as he holds onto it. Like a ballerina going back on that one in the middle part of December. Nice play to set it back up. Now we go back. Sets this one back up. LaBerge had it. LaBerge has had enough. He's up on a change, and in control of it is Richmond. Richmond, far side, right against the boards over on the far side. Porteous comes inside, deep in the corner. Back to Sandberg. Sandberg waits for it. Porteous goes deep as well. Sandberg cuts towards the middle part of the floor, goes inside, rips a shot, stopped easily by Tack, and Tack held onto it. Just throws this one back. Right side play this time, back to Launt. And Launt gets all the way up to mid-floor. Launt off on a change. Valla faked the pass. Didn't give it to anybody that time except himself, and he held onto it. LaRue was the trailer. Also the trailer on the far side, and Hogan Stratton as well. Hogan Stratton's wide open. They gave it to him. Looks back to the mid part of the floor. LaRue rips a shot. Stopped again by LeClaire. That's why he adjusted his mask so he could see that one a little bit easier, and either way, it still worked nonetheless. So this is the first power play of the game for Burnaby. LaRue back to the middle part of the floor. Kelrich had it. Kelrich calls for it. He gets it back again. A little bit of a nice feel, a little bit of a give and go right there. Valla's calling for it. Back to LaRue. LaRue back around Kelrich. Rips a shot. Stopped again. LeClaire got a piece of that one off his foot, his right foot. Deflected high and up and out of play. So we'll inbound the ball one more time. 19 seconds left in the power play for Burnaby. Back around Kellich. LaRue comes inside. Hogan Stratton comes inside. He's way over on the far left side. Will they give it to him? They did so. Thank you very much, sir. Now we give it back on the far side, and Burrell picks this one back up. Burrell trying to get it back. Hogan Stratton had it, lost it. Now they pick it back up, and the minor penalty. Come on out of the penalty box. It's over. What are you waiting for? Torek was sitting in there. I guess he wanted a personal invitation to come out of the penalty box. I've never seen a player sit in the penalty box for about an extra 3 seconds when the play's in your half of the floor. Back the far side. Good setup play. Kelrich comes in. He goes after this one. LaRue comes in the corner. He was chasing this one back around. Out of his reach. Now we go back and continue to chase this one back down. Vella. Far side. Good play to work it back around again. In front. Shot stopped by LeClaire. He literally stoned him. Like 1, 2, 3. No thank you, sir. Not going to happen that time. London comes inside. London goes back around. Now London's off on a change. Sandberg is inside. Sandberg goes to the right side. Spins, goes back to left. Pushes him off. Careful with not with a free hand of that play. Huge shot that time by Porteous. Porteous goes back and gets it back again. Porteous off of the wall. Sandberg's free. Huge shot taken one more time. And Tack had it and stopped it. And kicked that one up and out of play. So they're going to give the ball back around this time as it goes from one end to the other. So they'll give the ball back around, and the Lakers will pick this one back up with about a minute and a half left in period number 1. Long shot. Good setup play. Batistan, he had control of it. Wait, huge shot. Stop. Rebound. Did it go in? No, it did not. Thank you very much, sir. LeClaire looked behind him, and somehow he managed to stop that one. LaBerge, Jaden LaBerge picks this one back up for the Islanders. Squirrick is over on the far left side this time, and Hogan Stratton's on the far right side wall. Hogan Stratton's calling for it. They gave it to him. Hogan Stratton rips a waist-high shot. Did it go in? Oh, carefully played. Close to the goal line. It did not. And we have 1 minute left in period number 1. And the Lakers get all the way up the half floor this time. They throw it back down, bobble the ball. Going after this one will be Waltz. Waltz comes inside. LaRue's off on a change. Waltz had it. He goes wide to the wall over on the far left side, trying to grab this one out of his reach. Hogan Stratton on the far left side, off of the board, trying to pick it back up is Kelrich. Kelrich chases it back to center. Pair number 14 is going after it. The one that picks it up is going to be Torek. And as Torek goes after it, the shot clock goes. A couple 14s were pushing and shoving like an old married couple. Now it goes back around. Both went off on a change. Coaching staff for both teams having a bit of a discussion. Justin Doucette and Russ Hurd having a discussion with their players as they come off of the floor on that last whistle. Now we go all the way back out. Sandberg rips a shot high over top the net. Net's too small for those shots. It's got to be a little bit higher. Now they go back down the floor the other way, and LaRue comes inside. LaRue cuts, goes wide. Looks, thinks about centering it to mid floor. He did. Gives it back to Valla. Valla looks around. Sub shot stopped again by LeClaire. And as he takes the shot, The buzzer goes to end period one, and they're questioning this because they still did have time left on the clock. They're having issues with that clock in the penalty box area today, so they're waiting. So the period should not be over. There should be about 1.3 seconds left in the first period. Going to see what they're going to set on the clock. They're going to list 5. Yeah, 1. Okay, I said 1.3. 1 is fine. Well, anything can happen with 1 second. Whistle goes. Shot rolled out of his stick. Oh, now we have a couple players coming together and pushing and shoving. I know the weather's hot outside, but just virtually walk away and go in the dressing room. Get yourself cooled off. And they will. Both teams, a fast-paced game, and you watched as the Islanders had a change in goaltender. Washington was pulled after the 4th goal, putting in Leclerc. Shot after 1 period, 17-13 in favor of Burnaby. And I mentioned earlier on, Burnaby was trailing at one point, 9-4, and somehow somebody set the alarm clock, and they come out and just worked it really, really well and picked it back up. So after 1 period of play, we have a 6-2 score for the Burnaby Lakers as they look at continuing their winning ways. So we will take a quick timeout and come back with the call for period number 2 right after this. Hi everybody, welcome back. Period 2 about to get underway right now. Burnaby Lakers are up by a 6-2 margin, and they're also leading in the shot department 17-13. Well, want to pay some more bills. Last sponsorship commercial we should have had when they called a penalty, I did not have time, was to the LA Contracting. And LA Contracting has been serving residential, commercial, and industrial excavation customers in the Metro Vancouver area since 1998. Yes, long after I was born. Offering complete trucking, hauling, and excavation services, specializing in drainage issues. LA Contracting for all your contracting needs. So we're about to get underway, and we're looking right now. The Islanders are slow to get out of the dressing room area. Oh, there they are. They're back out. The referee had to make sure the door was closed, and I did find out. So we've got Terry Mosdell is the one referee. The other referee is Ryan Nose. So now we know who the officials are for the game today. And we'll go back out to center floor. Going to call them back around. Alistair doing the announcing. George Perry doing all the magic work on camera for us today. Steve Erickson with the call of the game. And if you have a sport you want to promote, send it over and I'll post it up on my amateur sports website, which is sportswave.ca. Like to promote the kids. I was talking to a couple ladies down to my left during the intermission about the youngsters playing lacrosse and how much fun it is when you get a chance to go out and even referee them at the younger level or even coach them at the younger level. So we're officially underway for period number 2, and they worked their way all the way back down, and DeSantos comes inside. DeSanto circles, goes behind the net. DeSantos centers this one back out again, back to LaRue. LaRue is wide open. He throws it back around. Kelrich goes in, right side. Kelrich comes inside. Looks trying to get it loose that time, and Vela is wide open. They threw it back over. Nice passing play. LaRue goes in, shot up another play. Deflected this time, so they're going to give the ball back to Vela for Burnaby inside the corner. Only played 31 seconds in the second period right now. Back around again. Kelrich threw it back. Nice passing play as Kelrich got it back around. LaRue comes inside. He waits for it. Back on the far right side. Kelrich had it. Kelrich goes to the outside of the crease on the right side. Vela gets a shot. Misplayed it. This is grabbed and stopped. Will they pick it back up? Not that time they won't. Misplayed it. Lost it. Kozak lost his stick. Chases it back around. Throws it. Waits. Back out to mid-floor. Back to Vela on a one hop. Vela left side trying to get it away that time from Hogan Stratton. Unable to. Vela comes inside. Takes a shot. Blocked. Stopped on the one hopper. Hogan Stratton goes inside. Rips a shot. Huge saved again by LeClaire. LeClaire makes the stop look relatively simple, as he did on that play right there. Now they throw it back out to London at center floor. London goes back down. Stops, turns, dishes it back around to the middle part of the floor. Now London's off on a change. Carrier's off on a change as well. Fresh legs on. Good play to set this one back up. Porteous is out there. And they reverse, and Burnaby get all the way back up to mid-floor. Belowitz goes back down. They come back on the right side. DeBeck comes in. DeBeck waits. Right side. DeBeck's off. Vela goes in front. Vela trying to get it. Passed it back to him. Unable to. Gabriel goes inside. He couldn't get control. Now it's behind the net and behind the boards, and DeSantos comes out. Takes a huge shot. Stop. Does it go in? No, and it did. Rolled through LeClaire. LeClaire made the first initial shot, but the shot was shot so hard, LeClaire went down to stop it. It literally snuck between his legs and went inside. And LeClaire is questioning the referee on that call. You can see him right there. He's asking the referee, like, what do you see? The two of them are like an old married couple. They're having an arrangement to agree to disagree on that play right there. So Terry Mosdell, been around like ever. So go back to mid-floor one more time. They place the ball down between the sticks. They're waiting for the draw. Nope, now we're ready. We're inbound the ball, and they grab it, and DeSantos picks this one back up. DeSantos looks, waits, out to the center floor, back around. Gelford had it. Gelford comes inside, looks, goes wide against the wall on the right side. Gelford throws it back to the center part of the floor one more time. Good play. Burrell had it. Burrell is wide open. Burrell gets control again. Burrell comes in, right side. It's still inside the corner. They wait for it. Vela back in the corner, off of the back wall. This is grabbed and picked back up by Carrier, who is one of the alternate captains. Straight down the far left side. He comes inside. Good play as Richmond picked this one back up. Richmond held onto it. Richmond looks, goes wide, off of the wall, back out the center floor, back to Porteous. Porteous goes, throws it back to middle part again. Waits, Monroe goes in. He gets a shot, and it was blocked and stopped. And they're going to try and chase it, and Porteous picks it back up at center floor. Porteous goes back down, cuts to the middle, going inside, stutter step, trying to get the backhand shot away, unable to on that time. Porteous far side, huge shot, missed the outside, and did it go in? It did. They said it was in and out of the net really quick, and that gets one more on the board for the Islanders. Eyesight's deceiving in that play. It looked like it was going on the outside of the post, but it did. Somehow that snuck past Tack to put them up. Here's the replay. Just go back in, and even Tack was looking behind him, sort of taking a secondary look at that play right there. Congratulations on it by Mitch Sandberg, the captain for the team. So we're going to bring everybody back in. We've each got 5 on the floor, so we're ready, and the referee is set. Terry Mosdell puts his players down for the sticks. Waits calls them back in. DeSantos waits, trying to grab it. Did he get it? Yeah, he did, and then lost it, and it goes against the wall right in front of the penalty box area. Heavy check throw, and Miller comes inside. Miller picks it back up, takes it, stops, looks. McDonald is loose. They gave it to him on a little bit of a flip shot. As he goes back around, he had it. Squirrek goes up on a change. Fresh legs on. Sandberg's back on, logging a lot of floor time in today's contest. Sandberg's on the left side, pushed against the wall heavily, but Richmond just gets leveled against the wall. Waits, Richmond stays deep, goes off it, and Monroe picks it up. Monroe goes far to the left side, takes a bullet of a shot right on. Big stop, and Tack holds on to that one, leaves it go. He doesn't want to let another one go by him that time, and they just waited for it. Now they march all the way back up the center floor. Waits down. Morris threw it back out to center again, down the right side. Nice play to work the way back inside one more time. Gabriel had it. Gabriel comes in off of the wall over on the far right side one more time. Gabriel cuts towards the front part of the goal. Kelrich is in there. Kelrich is calling for it. Goes on goal. And again, Leclerc picks this one back up and just throws it over in the far right side corner. And Turek had it. Waits, center floor. Nice passing play to work it all the way back down. Key is going off on a change. Porteous has the ball, left side. Porteous comes inside, back to middle part, back to LeBurge. LeBurge misplays this one. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Back to McDonald. McDonald stretch pass. Far side going in. Sandberg rips a shot. Saved again by Tack. Held on that one. Really, really solid goaltending at both ends of the floor right now. Out to mid-floor. Waits. They hold on to it. Misplayed it. Swatted it loose. And they'll grab it and pick their way all the way back down the floor again. Vala shoots. Missed the outside of the net. Probably by 1.5 feet. Now they go back again. Vala's deep. Over on the far right side wall. They pinned him against the boards one more time. And Rowe stays with him. Couldn't get control of it. Now they chase it back around again, and they're looking after this to see what they can set up. Back out, cross pass, back on the far side. They're worked their way back inside. LaRue comes in, takes a shot. Blocked by who else? Mr. Leclerc, and it went over in the corner. Now they center it back out to Carrier at center ice area, center floor area, correction. He held on to this one. Now he just throws it back. Everybody wishing the ice was in. It's nice hot weather, and about time we get some nice warm weather out here. Richmond comes off the wall, left side, going back around, trying to get control. Monroe calling for it. Richmond behind the net, trying the diving play right there. Smart alert play, but didn't happen. Solid stop right there by Tack, and Tack holds on to it, throws it out over on the left side this time. Launt is wide open over on the far right side wall. Stretch pass off of the mesh, and they'll give this one back as the ball went up on the play. So they give it back around this time to the Islanders, and they threw it back out to mid-floor one more time. Back to Turek. Turek goes back down. He's had enough. Waits. Coming inside again. Good play to work it back inside. Richmond goes in. Richmond still has the ball. Delayed penalty coming up. Going against Burnaby. I'm trying to figure out whether we're going to have a pair of penalties or one penalty. Either way, the two of them are chirping back there. So whatever happened, happened. It's over, it's done. Just when I said they get a penalty and they go straight to the penalty box, was I ever wrong? So I'm not sure. I'm trying to see what we've got, because I see both officials having a bit of a discussion. So we have a high sticking penalty for one. Now I want to see whether we're going to have a pair or whether we're going to have two for one team or not, because the referees were having a pretty heated discussion about something. Well, this is the type of penalty that we're looking, and nobody has a clue what's going on, especially Burnaby. So we have a high sticking and a slashing penalty. A cross check. So what do we got? A high stick, a cross check, or a slash? Got a slash and a cross check? I saw a bunch of animated signals, George. That's why I'm confused. So, once they get the penalty of the clock, it will be a 5-on-3 power play for the Islanders. So we have, no, it's not. So the clock is not right. So there should be 2 2-minute penalties. And I'll be honest, if you have never time kept the game and never worked one of these clocks, you can learn online, go on the internet, and they'll teach you. And don't just show up at the rink, because those clocks are an absolute nightmare to work. And I know they're both Daktronics clocks. They've got a bigger Daktronics clock at Rogers Arena. I do know that. Much bigger and much more money. Sandberg had the ball, threw it back in front. Diving play by Richmond. Nice play. Richmond got the shot away, and this is stopped by Tack. So this will be a power play, 2 power plays. So I'll have to get back to my stat sheet right here in a second. Now they go back down the far side as we were trying to sort things out. Right side, they're working their way back inside again. Grefford still fights for the ball. Good play. Spins. Rama holds on to it. Kills valuable seconds off of the clock. Killed 30 seconds off both the first penalties. And there's about 5 seconds left in the shot clock. So he just throws it back in the corner. And the Islanders maintain possession and pick this one back up. And they come straight up the floor. All the way back up. Left side of the floor. They go down. They're in front of the penalty box area, if you're familiar with the Ladner Leisure Center. Backed around. Nice play. They had control of it. This is McDonald that had it. Shot off of the screen, and Richmond stays inside. Now they'll set this one back upside, and they'll hold on to it. Hurd threw it back up off of the wall, so they'll go back and they'll do it all over and set it back up. This time it's going to be possession time for the Islanders as they hold on to this one. Kozak out of the corner, cross pass, back around again. Shot, reset the clock, and nice stopped again by Tack. What a setup right there as Kozak had that one just labeled up and out of play. It actually went inside the gate. Far side, they inbound the ball again. 45 seconds left in a pair of penalties over on the far side. They're trying to get it back around. Nice play as Monroe is wide open. They gave it to him. Monroe trying to get it back around. Sandberg's free and wide open. Monroe, Sandberg rips a shot. That goes wide and high and up and out of play this time, and Hurd picks this one back up. Hurd goes after this one. Referee is just saying, stay out of the way, boys. We're going to go back and give it in the corner and start over in the corner one more time. So the 2 officials, Ryan Knowles, Terry Mosdell, doing today's game. Sandberg gets it back. Nice play from Sandberg. He got it back from Monroe. Up, out of play. So this time it went off of the mesh. So they'll leave this one back inside the corner for Waltz. 18 seconds left in the pair of minor penalties for Burnaby. Number 6 got one, LaRue, and the other one was number 24, Lunt. Cross-checking and slashing after we figured all that stuff out. Finally, they started the clock. Penalties are over and done right now. Teams are back, 5 aside, and they wait for it. Trying to push the ball, waits out to the middle part of the floor, ripping a shot. Missed the target by about 3 feet. Over on the far right side, they pick this one up and grab it one more time. Kelrich has it. Kelrich comes inside again. Kelrich goes deep inside the corner, waits. LaRue is wide open. He couldn't get control. Now they go back after this one again. Lunt comes in. Lunt throws it back over far side. He's off on a change on the far side. Good setup play to work it back around. Now they come off of the boards one more time, setting it back up. Vela rips a shot and scores. A low sub shot. Gets one more on the board. And as we watch, we'll take a look at this one, as that was just passed all the way back to him. Watch him. He'll get it. Back out all the way pretty much mid-floor, going in, ripping a shot right about 40 feet straight out in front of the goal, and just buried that one back in. So Burnaby's up by 8-3 right now. Shots on goal, 26-18. 11:36 remaining, period number 2. So referee goes back, places the ball between the players' sticks, and they have control. Waits, they're all fighting for it, spinning around after it like a top, couldn't get control. Nice stop right there, and DeSantos went after it. Pushed off of the ball on the far side, and Gelford went after this one. Gelford picked this one back up. Burrell had it. Burrell comes down the right side. So that's 3 goals for Vela. So we go back, watch this setup on the next goal. They come back around again, going inside, completely screened on that play right there. Leclerc couldn't even see the shot taken right there. And Burrell got the shot away, just hammered right on goal. And they're sticking with it, and Leclerc is still in net. The big key right there is not getting much protection. The goaltender is the last line of defense, so it's nice if the other 5 players on the floor would help out. So from the draw, they pick it back up, spin around and get it loose that time. Doucette goes after it. Doucette pushes him off of the ball, and Gifford goes after it again. Now we have a penalty, and the 2 of them going to go after it again. So now we go back, a couple more players. A bit of a size discrepancy right there. And the referee is saying, get out of here, Sunshine. We don't need it. So we're going to have a penalty. See what he's going to call on this play right now. Will we have 2? Will we have 1? So the minor penalty is going to be going to Hogan Stratton. And while Hogan Stratton going to the penalty box and going to be in there, this penalty is sponsored by Dunbar Lumber Supply. Dunbar Lumber Supply, your neighboring building materials company that's been supplying Vancouver contractors and homeowners for 50 years, over 50 years. They carry products from lumber, plywood, and screws to power tools to safety equipment. And Dunbar Lumber in Ladner, your lumber supply in Ladner, BC. Ken Priestley, the owner for Dunbar Lumber, won a couple of Stanley Cups. Kenny has. If you've never had a chance, ask him if you can see his ring next time you go to Dunbar Lumber. Over on the far right side, all the way back out to mid-floor. Kelrich had it. Kelrich throws it back, stopped again by Leclerc. Leclerc had it for a second, threw it straight forward, and they go all the way back up floor, and Miller picked it back up. Miller misplayed it, spins. Nice play by Miller to get it all the way back out. Looks, LeBurge had no idea where that one was. He went one way, and the ball went the other way. Back around again, stopped again by Leclerc. Leclerc's being just exceptional behind that red paint inside the crease back there. Just over about 10:24 remaining in period number 2 right now. Islanders trailing 9-3. They're trailing by 2 points in the standings as well in the league against Burnaby. Burnaby going into the game tonight at 10. Islanders at 8. So virtually this could be a 4-point game. Back over on the far side wall. They're trying to come inside. Sandberg comes inside, takes it off of the wall, picks this one back up, fights for it. They'll go after this one. They chase it back around again, and it goes back all the way out to center floor, and they left this one easily played again, and Sandberg had it. Sandberg just dropped it for him. As Sandberg leads it for him, they pick this one back up. A couple players pushed over on the far side wall. One of them was Richmond. The other one was Vala. Now they mark their way all the way up Thor. Kelrich threw it inside the corner. Back to Kelrich. Kelrich, right side again. Back to Vala. Huge shot by LaRue off of the back wall. They'll go after this one again, and Burrell will pick this one back up. Vala misplayed it, trying to get control of it. Vala chases it against the wall, pinned against the boards, couldn't get control of it that time. Now it's loose, and Kelrich goes in, sub shot, takes the shot, and they reset the shot clock, and they'll go back up floor the other way. Good play as Doucette comes down. Doucette goes wide to the outside. Islanders having a fast change. Islanders looks, dishes it back out to mid-floor one more time, and Porteous has control. Porteous looks, sets this one back up. Back all the way up. Monroe is calling for it. Monroe sticks all the way back at center floor with Deck. The 2 of them push and shove. Dubeck as well as his counterpart were arguing against that one. Nothing happened. Now it goes back down, right on goal. Good stopped again by Tack. And Tack just dishes this one back over on the far left side, this time to Launt. Launt up the center floor, leaches the trailer. They throw it back around. Vala is calling for it. Vala wide open. Vala goes straight down the floor. Coming inside again is Gabriel. He goes after this one. He couldn't get control. A shot off of the wall, and LaRue picks it back up. LaRue right side. Nice play. Gabriel goes inside. He's trying to get control. Gabriel pushes his man off of the wall. A bit of a pick play ran, undetected right there, and LeBurge goes back down the far side. Gets it going inside, taking a huge shot. Stop, save, kick back out. Rebound again. Did he go back in? No. They might have questioned the going back in, but it didn't happen in that time right there. And now they get it all the way back up the center floor with Morris holding on to the ball. Morris gives it back around again. Back to Burrell. Burrell takes his time, looks, trying to figure out what he's going to do with it and how it's going to play out. Trying to sort things out, as they do. Now they go back around again one more time. Shot, right side, working the way inside. Kelrich comes inside. Kelrich drives himself for the front of the goal. Carrier comes inside. He went after this one. Takes a shot. They're questioning. They said he shot the ball after the buzzer goes. But just a little bit of a throwing down. I wouldn't have questioned that one at all, but somebody else did, not me. Left side, they'll pick this one back up again. Doucette got it back. Skorick goes off on a change. McDonald has the ball on the left side. McDonald cuts Goes all the way back around, goes in. Waits, takes a shot off of the backboards, and it bounces off of the mesh, and it goes up and into play. And some young fan has a souvenir, and he can get it. So they go back, they're questioning that, but to no avail. Now Leach has control, and he gets back up. Leach, far side, good change. They're all in the change box. I love that change box rule. I wish hockey would adapt that. Burrell has control. Comes off of the boards, waits, Burrell cuts, goes back to middle. Thought about giving a sub shot over on the far side, changed his mind, and Hogan-Stratton had it. Hogan-Stratton runs the rolling pick. Good play to set this one back up that time, and they give it back. LaRue had it. Waits, Valla takes a shot, deflected off of the stick of the Islanders player. So they give the ball this time back around, and Valla comes off of the wall on the right side. Takes a shot, huge shot, stopped again by LeClaire. He held on to this one, now it goes back over on the far right side. And as they held on to it, waiting for it, the Islanders get up. Bit of a swipe behind the play right there, and it goes back around over in the far left side corner, and Torek has the ball. Torek gets a shot. Rebound, couldn't put that one back in. Now Torek's off on a change. 6:42 remaining, period number 2. 9-3. Lakers are up. They misplayed this one. Now they go back the other way, and Burrell throws it straight down the floor. The first one chasing this is going to be Kelrich. Kelrich comes inside. LeBurge stays with him. Shot. Reset the clock. Didn't go in. Now we have a penalty called, and this penalty is going against the Islanders. Now they'll get possession of the ball. The whistle goes, and we're going to have a penalty called right now going against the Islanders as they're going to go in the penalty box and serve this one back out. Penalty sponsored by Sundance Pub, located on Ladner Trunk Road in East Ladner. And the Sundance Puff offered great all-day breakfast, and indeed they are good. I can tell you that front and center. All-day breakfast on the weekend, daily food specials during the week. On the site, location liquor stores where Bud, always on sale. So they'll wait, they'll place the ball back in the webbing of the stick, and they're going to try it one more time, and Burrell will have it. Burrell threw it back over on the far left side this time. LaRue had the ball. Back to Burrell, back to LaRue, back to Burrell, back pass over the shoulder, back to Valla. Did it go in? No, it did not. Not that time. Out in front. LeClaire knew it didn't go back in. Huge Waits going back inside, trying to get the shot in the crease, but they score, and that will count, and that'll be a power play goal as they are serving a 5-minute penalty that LeBurge was being assessed. So there's 4:39, so 21 seconds in. They scored that. So we're going to wait, and we're going to get our somebody coming on the floor to wipe up some floor. Shout out. I haven't seen him in a while, but if you ever get a chance and you go to Burnaby, or pardon me, over to New West, I'm not sure whether we do anymore or not. I haven't seen him in a while. Shaggy does the floor in Queen's Park. Have you seen him, George? I haven't seen Shaggy in a while, but he's out, used to do the floor for the Salmon Bellies all the time. Is he in Burnaby too? But he does a great job. He's fun to watch. I really enjoy watching him. He's just a real character. Good, friendly young guy as well. And he'll love it when I say that, too. He really will. I won't say ages. Ages is something that you don't learn. I learned that from talking to ladies a long, long time ago. The one thing you never guess. A lady says, how old are you? Just say, I don't know. You just look too young. I'm never going to guess an age. Well, you can if you ever want to get in trouble. Then you're really in trouble. So you can see them. They're wiping the floor up over on the far side. They're actually cleaning the house. They're getting ready for married life is what they're getting set up for. Oh, nice little bit of a flick shot right there. Could play soccer with a shot like that. So we'll give the old dirty towel back to the young lady on the bench, and they just throw this one back. So now we're going to go back out again. Center floor. Will we get the ball? Yes, we will. So it's a 10-3 game right now in favor of Burnaby. Shots 32-22, and they're still in a power play for 4 minutes and 36 seconds right now. So from the draw at center, it was pulled back by LaRue. As LaRue held on to this one, Nicholas DeSantos went off limping after that draw at center floor. I'm not sure what he was upset about or what happened to him on his foot. Probably got tagged by the stick, so we'll just keep it planned on that way. Now they go back again over on the far side one more time. Kelrich goes after. Block shot. They'll chase it back, trying to get control. Did they? No, not that time. Now they'll go back up floor the other way. Kelrich looks. Valla's on his back. I thought they were going to go an over-the-shoulder back pass, and this time they just give a straightforward pass to Valla. Valla gets it back again. Kelrich gets it. Kelrich holds on to it. Far side. Good play to get it back around. Nice shot taken. And that was taken and picked back up over on the far side wall that time. Good pickup play on the bounce by LaRue. LaRue had it. Sam LaRue got the shot away, and behind the net, we've got Burrell come inside trying to get control. Burrell couldn't get it. A long stretch pass all the way back down the floor. Will they get it? Waits, going inside. Shot, couldn't bury that one in. Not sure how Sandberg, the captain, couldn't get that one. Boy, oh boy, what a chance. Oh, he's frustrated and dejected with that play right there. Wide open play. And young goaltender right there, Tack, left that for him, and he picked it back up but missed his golden chance. Back again. Center floor, LaRue. Back to Valla, back pass over the shoulder, back to Valla. Valla goes in. Left side, back to LaRue. Back over on the far side, Kelrich goes in. He tried to get the shot on a hopper. And finally, Leclerc picks this one back up, and Leclerc straight up. Looks over on the far side. Far side to pick this one back up again, and Hogan Stratton has control. Hogan Stratton comes back down. Skorek is there. Inside, looks going inside. McDonald scores! Gets one on the board, and we have a 10-4 game. The shorthanded marker with 2:59 left in the major penalty to number 15 that LeBurge is serving. So now the timekeeper buzzed somebody for something. So we're going to see. So not sure what the buzz was about, but Terry Mosdell is going to go over to the penalty box and say, yes, sir, you rang me. To no avail. I would bet that they were questioning if they take time off the penalty would be my guess on that play, because the other team, they scored. So sometimes that's what they want. So they pulled it back that time on the draw. DeSantos won that draw, got it back on the far side. LaRue picked it back up. Now they wait. Nice play as Valla set this one back up. Valla give it back around to Burrell. Burrell back again out to Kelrich. Kelrich is calling more. Back to Burrell. Back to Kelrich. Far side again. Good passing play to work it all the way back around. LaRue is in there. Kelrich, LaRue, far side. They set this one back up again. Hogan Stratton's over on the far left side. Way deep by the corner. Valla takes a shot off of the back wall. Valla's going to chase it back around. And they'll get control again. And they just set the 30-second shot clock one more time. 3:40 left, period number 2. Valla waits. Back to Kelrich. Good setup play going inside. Kelrich got the shot, a one-hopper off of the wall, and they'll go back in reverse action and go up floor, and Carrier was the one that was trying to get it. He's off on a change. Now we go back down floor the other way, and Torek comes inside. Torek pushed off of the ball by Burrell. Burrell stays with Torek. Torek way deep. Now they just throw it straight forward. Good attack that time by Torek, and he just threw it straight forward, and they'll leave it on a one-hopper, and they'll eventually pick this one back up. Belowitz grabs this one. Holding on to it. Belowitz grabs it, gives it to Valla. Valla's on the right side wall, 1:45 left in the major penalty. Kelrich is there. LaRue is calling for it. Back to Kelrich, back to Valla. In the corner, left side, good passing play to work it around. Gabriel's out there, back to Gabriel, takes it. Thought he had control when he took the initial shot. A quick hand-eye coordination, couldn't get the shot away, and now Key has the ball for the Islanders. Key marches down the left side. He comes inside, takes a shot. Key is a trailer. He's trying to pick this one back up out of his reach, and they go back up floor the other way. Good play, pushing off of the ball right now. Now I think we're going to have maybe a pair of penalties. Now we're going to have a fight take place, and the fight's going to be over in our left side wall, and these two are going hammer and tongue. The two of them are going at it pretty good. Referees just let them go. Nothing to explain. The kids are getting excited. They come together and they push and shove. They get separated. And say what you will, everybody's so paranoid about getting concussions in today's world of sport. Yet the sporting bodies allow fighting to take place and continue. No different from the NHL. They allow it to happen. So Leach is going off. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if both got 5 for fighting. So Porteous picks up the helmets. We'll wait. And as they both get penalties, we'll wait. They're both going to be announced. Sponsored by West Shore Terminals, operating since 1970 in Port Metro, Vancouver. And the West Shore is the terminal of choice for North America and raw material exporters, West Shore Terminals. So as the referees will get this all sorted out, see what they're going to call and what they're going to work at right now. So they'll just inbound the ball and get it all set up. Of course, if you're out and around looking for something to do tomorrow, other than come to the Islanders game tomorrow afternoon against the Islanders at 2:30 against Nanaimo Timbermen. Should make mention that Softball City, they're playing exceptional softball out there. Women's fast pitch at Softball City. The final goes tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Come on out, visit. We'll be out there, have a little bit of a discussion, say hi to us. Myself, my cameraman Laird will be out there covering the game. Look, going inside. Huge shot taken right there. Kozak got the shot right on goal. Boy, oh boy, I didn't know anybody could be that agile on a stop like that. What a save. Good bend play to get that one. That's why he's a goaltender. I am not. I would still be in pain on that stop right there. I'd go down. I'd never get back up. Vela had it. Vela, right side. Looks, he's trying to set something up. See who he's going to give it to. Kelrich gets it. Vela goes in front of the goal. Back to Kelrich. Vala's there. Comes in. Runs the rolling pick on that play right there. And Gabriel is in there over on the far right side. Back around. Kelrich goes in. Rips a shot. Leclerc got a piece of this one, and it rolls all the way back out mid-floor, and they'll chase it back around, and the Islanders will get possession of the ball way down inside the corner. So finally, the clock is stopped. Now they pick it back up again. A lot of problems with the clock today and starting and stopping the clock. Back again. Sandberg goes after it. Now we have something. I think they're calling too many players on the floor. I'm trying to sort this out. Either way, Burnaby made the call. So both officials are having this discussion. Not sure what they're discussing or how they're going to sort this one out. But Ryan Knowles is explaining to the officials at center. Terry Mosdell is explaining to the referees way in the corner. So I'm not sure what they're going to call or what they're thinking about calling. All I know is this was called by Burnaby. Too many players on the floor? I think it's too many players on the floor for Burnaby. Or pardon me, for Delta. For the Islanders as they sort this one back out. They'll place the ball back at center. They're trying to get things sorted out. Of course, Extreme Threads, your one-stop shop for customized team and company apparel, embroidery, and designing, digitizing, screen printing, and designs, all sublimated for team uniforms. Extreme Threads. Too many men on the floor. Far side. They go back. So that will eliminate one minor penalty. It should be the minor. It shouldn't be the major. The major has 7 seconds. I thought that had the major. Well, maybe they've scored. Have they scored 2 goals on that, George? If they've scored 2 on it, then they're out of the box. That's right. I actually like that rule. 2 goals on a major penalty. I wish hockey would do that. Because with hockey, you could stay in there for like 17 years. You stay in there until nothing else happens. So the short-handed. This is an extended power play right now for Burnaby for another minute and well, it should be 1:52. It is 1:52. So from the clock, it was put in right away. And from the draw, Doucette won it. Pulled it back over on the far side. Doucette picks it up, lobs it back over on the far left wall. He gives this one back around this side to Hogan Stratton, and Hogan Stratton dumps it back out to the mid part of the floor. As Hogan Stratton had control of it. He threw it back around. 1:32 remaining in the power play for Burnaby. But Delta have the ball, and they're killing seconds. Last minute in period number 2. Diving play right there. Richmond takes a shot. No goal. Huge save again by Tack. He comes up really fast and solid, having a bit of a disagreement with the referee behind the play. And they're off. And Burrow will come back down the right side. Burrow's on the right side, has control, sets it back out, back to Vala. Vala had it. Vala looks, trying to get it back. He got it back to Kelrich, back out to Vala that time. Vala is there. Huge sub shot taken. Nice play. Back by LaRue. LaRue got the shot away, and now we reverse and go back down the floor the other way. Will they pick it back up? Shot, but missed the target by about 10 feet. Tried. Valiant effort on the try right there. They'll lob it back to mid-floor. Nice play up to center. Belatti has it. Belatti lobbed it inside. Good passing plays. He got it back to Burrell, and Burrell goes way deep. Vala gets it. Vala is the trailer. Vala threw it back around LaRue. Back out again to Kelrich. Kelrich goes in. About 8 seconds left in the second period. It ticks down. Shot stopped. Kicked all the way out that time by Leclerc. And it goes over on the far side wall. And as the Islanders get control of the ball right in front of the Burnaby bench, the buzzer goes to end period number 2. And the Lakers take an 11-4 lead to the dressing room after 2 periods of play. Shots 36-23 after 2 periods of play. And when they come back, Burnaby will still be on a power play for another 25 seconds. As we're watching right now, Torque is serving a minor penalty for too many players on the floor. And now you can see the referee explaining it. Terry Mosdell is explaining it to the teams as to what the referees saw. So they will again agree to disagree. 10-minute break between periods. So we're going to take a bit of a timeout. And after 2 periods of play, Burnaby are leading the Delta Islanders by an 11-4 margin. So we'll come back with the call for the 3rd period right after this. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Period number 3 about to get underway right now. Both teams making their way to the floor, and we should still, I believe, have a penalty in existence unless my eyesight is deceiving me, because when the second period finished, there was still a penalty on the clock. But they took it away for whatever reason. I have no idea. We're the last to know. A little bit of confusion up here as to why. We asked around. Nobody could give us an honest answer as to why. So we're looking. Terry Mosdell counting the players. We're looking right now. So 11-4 after 2 periods of play, and we are in period number 3 right about now, starting it up. As they work it back around, we'll see if we can sort out. Coaching staff for Burnaby questioning as to 5, whether it's 5 players or what. So Burnaby have 5, Delta has 5, so there are no penalties being served right now for either team. So from the draw, they both push, trying to get control, waiting for it, diving for the ball. Did they get it? Not right now. They didn't. It's still tagged in and caught between the sticks. They're still fighting for it. Finally, they grab it and pick it back up and throw it back down the far left side. DeSantos gets it back, runs the rolling pick, giving it back to Burrell, and Burrell got the shot away. And that goes back around over on the far left side again. DeSantos goes in, takes his man off the ball. Nice play to give it back around this time to LaRue. LaRue cross far right side this time. And I'm talking about number 22, Sam LaRue. Now they have it. LaRue goes in, rips a shot, hit his own man. That's not the best percentage shot you want to take when you hit your own man. As he's going off the floor on the change right there. That was Hogan Stratton that goes off. He's chirping with the other team, with the Islanders naturally. Now they throw it back down. Skoric dished it back on the far right side this time to set this one back up. And Sandberg has the ball. Sandberg, right side, waits, looks it. Trying to set something up right there, and he did. Trying to feed it back to Hogan Stratton. This is Cade Hogan Stratton for the Islanders. Off of the wall, good play. Waits, spin, going inside again. Sandberg comes in, takes a shot, reset the shot clock. And this one's grabbed by Morris for the Lakers. Morris all the way back up the center floor. Good play as he works his way back down the far side. Nice play. Carefully played this time. That's Stratton. He is down deep over on the far left side wall. So they're centering this one back around again. It's behind the goal this time. Nobody knew what they were going to do and what they're going to try and get control. Now they just center back up to London at mid-floor. London comes back around. London goes inside, looks, just lobs it back around to Porteous, and Porteous had the ball. Porteous back around. Nice play to get it back to Sandberg. Sandberg, right side. Kozak goes in, takes a shot. It was blocked and grabbed. Sandberg chases it. Over on the far right side wall, they left this one. Porteous picks it back up again and circles behind the goal. DeBeck stays with him. DeBeck picks it back up. Still in control, and DeBeck throws it all the way back down the floor. Balowitz comes inside. Looks one-on-one going in. Shot scores low on the right side, and that beat LeClaire. And that goes inside, and that'll make him 12-4. 12-4. Shot number 37 in the game for Burnaby. Coaching staff over on the far side for the Islanders. I'm just looking at them. They're just throwing their arms up in the air going, what are we doing? They're having a bit of a discussion right now. Not sure what about. But we've got an injured player on the bench on the far side right behind the trainer. You can see him. The young lady's over at the far right end, right by the center line. He is bent over looks like he's really in a lot of pain. And he is bent right down. The coaching staff trying to get something set up. So they'll wait again. 2:22 the time of the goal. Jump out to a 12-4 lead right now. So they'll come back down again, coming inside. LaRue had it, lost it, back to DeSantos. DeSantos comes off of the wall with it, a one-hopper. Back out to center floor, out to Valla. Thomas Valla had the ball. Looks, Valla goes down the right side. LaRue is on the far left side. Back out in mid-floor is Gabriel. Gabriel calls for it, goes back, manages, somehow leaving this one again for the captain, LaRue. LaRue goes after this one. He cuts inside, throws it back out, far side, Burrell. Burrell calls for it, pushed off the ball on the far side by Miller. Miller stays with him. Didn't want to give him anything. Vala is there. LaRue rips a shot over top of the goal. And we go back up floor the other way. Try to pick this one back up again. Shot again. Misplayed it. Far side again. Center floor. LaRue holds on to it. LaRue, left side. Hogan Stratton. Back to LaRue. LaRue comes off of the boards with it. Waits for it. Cuts wide. Goes wide this time. LaRue is in control. Then threw it back around over on the wall on the far side. And Burrell goes after this one. Burrell waits. Vala takes a shot over top of the goal, and they misplayed it. Now they chase it all the way back down the floor. Coming inside. Skoric comes in. Skoric goes in. High shot. Missed the net. Good chance to try and get the shot away, but they'll leave it. And Skoric just drops the ball around, backs up, and Vala will pick this one back up for Burnaby. Vala holds onto it. 50-50 draw was just announced. I never won, didn't buy a ticket, so I'm not going to win on that percentage right there. Back around, they go back up floor the other way, and they dangle the way back out to mid-floor. Torek has the ball. Torek comes back, jumps it out to the center part of the floor one more time. Hogan Stratton has it. Hogan Stratton cuts inside. I think they've got a winner. The gentleman's going down to the box, going back inside again, waits. DeBuon goes in, takes a shot. No goal. It's grabbed, just grabbed inside the top part of the goaltender's pad. And he just took it out with his hand and threw it back on the far right side this time to DeBeck. DeBeck goes tag teamed up against the boards on the far left side. DeBeck is out there as well. Richmond stays with him. DeBeck comes in, waits. DeBeck runs the rolling pick. Back out to center, back out to Belatti. Belatti lobs it back again out to center floor, and LaRue grabs this one. Belatti's off on a change. LaRue left side. He cuts the middle. Forced off of the ball, going inside. London steers him wide. Slow to get back up. He gets up. We'll whistle the play in, and they go all the way back up floor again. And LaBerge grabs this one. LaBerge picks it up. 15 minutes left in period number 3. 12-4 in favor of Burnaby in the game tonight, played in Delta. Shot stopped, grabbed again by Tack. Tack held onto it. Now they march away all the way back out to mid-floor. Waltz throws it forward. Vala goes after it again, misplayed it, lobbed it, rolled out of his stick, and they'll try and grab it one more time, and they did, and Monroe goes after it. Morris goes after this one as well. Morris is off on a change, back, rolling play over on the far side, and Burnaby gets some fresh legs on the floor. Burrell throws it back. DeSantos goes to the net. Also cutting inside is Batistin. Batistin comes in, going in, waits. Huge shot taken that time by DeSantos and stopped. Exceptional stop that time by Leclerc. Now Leclerc is going off as they march back down the floor. See if they can get an extra man on the floor. Delayed penalty coming up against Burnaby. In possession right now. Sandberg has it, takes a shot. No goal. We have a penalty called right now by the referee back at center floor. Going to see who he's indicating. Somebody's getting something, but there's a bit of a scrum and a pushing play back inside the corner. Now we go back inside. Everybody's trying to sort this one back out. Well, despite the fact that there's whistles, there's a lot of them. Is anything exciting going to transpire after everybody sort of separates? More traffic right now out there in that corner of play than there is on a Portman Bridge on the Friday night at 5 o'clock. So we'll see whether or not something can materialize and set up from there. Somebody's getting a penalty. I see a high sticking penalty, and I would guess and assume that it has to be for Burnaby. Somebody's coming over to the sin bin. Kimo Postade is an industry leader in the design, engineering, manufacturing, and supply of corrosion and resistant fiberglass, reinforced plastic, and advanced composites. From piping to fittings, ducting, and stacks, tanks, as well as vessels. They score as I'm making the announcement on that play right there. And the Islanders get one on the board and make it 5. So we have a 12-5 game right now. As Batistin was serving the penalty, it would look like it was a high sticking penalty that was Batistin called. So we are back 5 aside right now. Shots 40-26. So they'll go back to mid-floor one more time. They'll try and set something up. So they wait. They're trying to grab it. They did. They got control of it. And Doucette picked it back up from the draw. The ball bounced loose and goes wide this time. Picked back up by DeSantos. DeSantos waits. Good play. Doucette stays with him. Heavy check throw in on Richmond over against DeSantos. DeSantos and Richmond, the two of them collided just below our broadcast location. Up behind the penalty box in the Ladner Leisure Center. Cross pass back to LaRue. LaRue cuts inside. Takes a shot. Stopped by Leclerc. Far side. They hold on to it. Now they'll march all the way back down the floor on the far side. Miller comes in. Miller trying to get it back around this time to Kozak. Couldn't get control of it that time to pass it back to him. And Burnaby picks the ball back up, and they come all the way back out. And a couple players chirp over on the far side. Will we have a penalty? We should have. Going to see what we're going to have. We should have a penalty. This is real simple for the referees. This is the time of the game where everything is getting a little bit, I would say, chaotic and a little bit aggressive right now. From a referee's point of view, this is easy. All you got to do is reach in and take a couple of penalties to cool things down. When you least expect it, believe me, you're going to have problems. Roughing for each player, 2-minute penalties for each one. So we will play once they get them all sorted out and set up. So I see Bev Mosdell over to our left. Terry is one of the referees. So we have a 5-on-5 right now, waiting for the Islanders to get the extra man back on the floor. And they get control. They come all the way back around, and Morris has the ball. Morris comes down. Morris gets himself wide. Back, loose, and free. Wide open. LaRue, he had it. LaRue threw it back over in the far left side corner. Back to Hogan Stratton, and he comes off of the boards with it. Hogan Stratton stops, turns, spins, gets himself loose, takes the high shot. They're giving the ball back possession this time for the Islanders. And LaBerge grabs it. LaBerge down the right side. Back pass out to the middle. LaBerge goes down the right side. Hogan Stratton stops, looks a little bit of a stutter step, working his way in. Good play. Hogan Stratton has control of it. Looks, Hogan Stratton goes inside. This is Cade that goes in, takes a shot. It was blocked. Goes against the wall over in the right side wall, and they reset the shot clock. And Burnaby marches away all the way back up mid-floor. Getting it back again, back to Vala. Vala has it. Looks. Val is the trailer. LaRue is over on the far left side. Vala has control. A couple players push and shove way out in mid-floor. That's Torek is one of them. Torek tags it back up with Gabriel. The two of them are pushing and shoving. They come back inside the corner on the far side again. Boma is in there. Now a couple more players come inside to push and shove. I'm just double checking. I think that's the first shift of the game that we've actually seen Boma playing. I have yet to see him on the floor. Far side this time. And the Islanders work their way inside. Waits. Good play to set it back up. That was Monroe that goes in front. Waits. Nice shot by Porteous to score. And that was a low sub shot after he literally got the shot away on that play right there to just one time at home. So we have a 12-6 margin right now. It's half. Shots 40-28. So Kozak is sitting in the box. And Burrell is sitting in the box for Burnaby. Both for roughing, called by referee Terry Mosdell. So we'll get them back again. Referee indicates we're ready. So referee places the ball back down between the two sticks. They're trying to pull it back, get the draw. Who won the draw on that time right there? That was DeSantos got it again. DeSantos back to Gifford. He comes inside, worked over pretty easily by Richmond, who stays with him. Richmond had it, blocked it, and the ball rolled loose and went back inside the corner. Now they go back up floor the other way. Good play for McDonald to lob it all the way back. McDonald back all the way out. Back to Sandberg. Sandberg on the far side. Sandberg goes out in front. Sandberg's worked over pretty easily in that play by DeBeck, who stays with him. Sandberg trying to get himself free. Still being worked over by DeBeck. Sandberg, the two of them pushing and shoving. A couple of heavy checks thrown and a couple of heavy hits right there in by the sticks. Cross pass, takes a shot off of the boards over on the far right side. Reset the shot clock. Sandberg get the shot. Block stopped. A couple players fell behind the net. Now they're going to wait, and they're going to get the ball over on the far side. Possession time this time will be for the Delta Islanders. And they should wait. The penalties are expired. Both the coincidental penalties have expired, and they're both back onto the floor and made their way from one side of the floor to the other. back out, and Hogan Stratton had control. Hogan Stratton cuts his way in, gives it back. Nice play back to Captain Sandberg. Sandberg's wide open. Hogan Stratton's calls for it. Rolled off of the webbing of the stick and rolls all the way back down the floor. And we're going to see Hogan Stratton pick this one back up. Coaching staff for Burnaby, Russ Hurd and Andy Ogilvie and Tyler Kirkby are telling the referee something back inside the corner over on the right side of the goal. On the right side of Tack this time. Tack is watching it. Huge shot off of the backboard, trying to pick up the rebound. Looks good play to pick this one back up again, and Sandberg goes after it. But they'll give the ball back around. This time possession for Burnaby. Burnaby hold onto it. Good play to march their way back up floor. Launt has it. Launt takes it. A one-hopper back out to Vala. Vala, left side. Vala's wide open. He's calling for it, so they gave it to him. Vala, good play. Hogan Stratton works his way back inside. Also going over the far side is Battiston. Battiston comes in. It was out of his reach. Hogan Stratton takes a shot. Stopped by LeClaire. Held onto that one. And they just lob it all the way back out to London at mid-floor. London comes back down. London, right side, goes inside. Good play, trying to get it back. Kozak's wide open. Couldn't feed it back to him. Now they go back again, and McDonald's free. Trying to feed McDonald. What are we going to do with it? Who's going to set it up next? They'll sort this one all the way back out. Doing a great job. Monroe cuts his way inside. Looks, takes them off of the ball, stays with him. Going in, misplayed it, a one-hopper off for the wall. And they chase it back around, and Monroe goes after it. So we're going to have a cross-checking penalty called as a goaltender for Burnaby is adjusting his mask. You can see him down there adjusting his mask. Fixing it. Always important for the goaltenders to adjust their mask, get it proper, and get it fitted. The difference for these masks, years back, they used to be the old HMC 30 Cooper masks. And they were the old HM 30 Cooper masks. And the cat's eyes were too big, so they made the adjustment on the mask itself. Back around, huge shot taken, blocked. At one point in time, they had mentioned they were not CSA approved. Shot off of the back wall. This one rolls, bounces all the way back out towards center, and that goes back down over on the far right side this time for LeClaire. And LeClaire, just one hopper, all the way back out to mid-floor, up to McDonald. McDonald is there. Sandberg is wide open. They gave it to him. Sandberg back around to McDonald, back to Sandberg, over on the right side, back to Sandberg. Sandberg goes in. Fake the pass, going in. Huge shot taken right on goal by McDonald. Just ripped it, and it rolls all the way back down the floor. And they give the ball back possession this time for Burnaby as the Lakers will get it over in, they'll figure it out, one side or the other. So LaRue will grab the ball. As LaRue holds onto it. Comes off of the boards, waits, Hogan Stratton, Liam Hogan Stratton for Burnaby. Trying to set himself up, gets himself free, unable to. LaRue pushed off of the ball pretty easily that time as Torek stays with him. Torek just pushes him, continues to push him against the wall, holding onto it. 5 seconds left in the 30-second countdown shot. Shot scores, it's another one on the board, and that will be a shorthanded goal with 45 seconds left in the minor penalty that LaRue is serving. So if you live in the Delta area and you want to come down and catch some action, July the 7th, Eastlink, formerly Delta TV, will be broadcasting a Ladner Pioneer game here, 7 o'clock in the evening on Eastlink Community TV. So back to mid-floor. It's an 8 o'clock face-off, and at 8 o'clock we'll be on air for Eastlink TV on July the 7th. Lots of great lacrosse in the Delta area. Delta Minor Lacrosse, North Delta Lacrosse, as well as the Junior B action here on Friday night's per action. Senior B play Thursday, and that's the Pioneers, and the Junior A's play on Saturday. Going inside, faked the sub shot, gave it back around that time to McDonald. McDonald cuts inside, giving play, giving it back to Richmond. Richmond back to McDonald. Richmond goes in, takes a shot, scores! There's one on the board right there. And you watch this one as they set this one back up. See if we can set this one back up from the pass, back at center floor. They worked their way back in. Looks nice shot. McDonald, quick give and go, ripped it. Nice low shot right there. Gets him up right now, and that should be goal number 7. And it is. It's just not up on the scoreboard yet. Mind you, they just finally changed the period time on the scoreboard to number 3. So the only two at center floor are the ones that are fighting for the ball, and they're trying to get control. Waltz had it. Waltz lost it. Two of them push. Waltz is pushing at center floor with McDonald. Nothing serious happened on that play. Now we go back the other way. Straight up, mid-floor. Can we get it? LaRue cuts inside. Waits, goes over on the far left side. Huge shot taken. That was blocked, and Burl got the shot away, and he couldn't get control. Now we go back up for the other way. London goes down. London rips a shot. Huge save again by Tack. Comes up, big solid stop on that play right there. Now they throw it back to mid-floor, and LaRue, the captain for Burnaby, comes all the way up floor the left side this time. 6:53 remaining, period number 3. Shot, far side. If you're looking at the scoreboard and you're in the arena, it's wrong. It should be 13-7. LaRue goes after it. Miller is wide open. The score on our scoreboard on the what you're watching is correct. Left side, cuts back to the middle, going inside. Waits, Richmond scores. Now it'll be 13-8 if they decide to change it. Coaching staff. Now they got up to 7. Well, we're slowly getting their way up. It was 6 for the longest time. Then they changed it. It should have been 7, and it wasn't. Now they've just got it to 7, and there it should be 8. A lot of youngsters come out to take the game in on a Saturday night here, the first or the last weekend in June before July hits us. So they grab it from the draw. They go back, and Doucette picked it up. He gets it a second time this time, and DeSantos held onto it. DeSantos on the right side. He threw this one back around to Kozak. Kozak holds onto it, trying to feed it back out again. Back to Sandberg's free, wide open. Couldn't get it back to him. Now they're going to call it. What are we going to do? Now we're going to have a penalty, this time going against Burnaby. And there's another check going inside. Now we're going to have a scrap going inside the corner, and they're going to go after it. Sandberg's coming inside. I believe the one that's going after it is going to be LaRue for Burnaby. Take your mask off, and I'm correct, and that's the two of them going hammer and tong. They're going back after it. That was a cheap shot initially that Burnaby threw at him. So they're going back. LaRue come back and took the first one and knocked him down. Now the officials go inside and try and separate everything. And, of course, all the youngsters in the crowd want to go walk down and watch a fight. I'll be front and center. That was a cheap shot, really a cheap shot that LaRue threw at him. It was after the play stopped. So he's going to go out of the game right now. And, of course, all the players cheer. So another player going back down. It should be the captain this time, Sandberg. I don't blame Sandberg for going after him. I would have went after him, too. That was just literally a cheap shot hit. I don't know if you're from Burnaby, you're not going to like me saying that, but I'm telling you the truth. I've seen lots of cheap hits, but you don't cheap shot somebody after the whistle is gone and the referees are trying to go in. Only have 2 officials for lacrosse, whereas the NLL has the 3. Have to give a shout out right now to good buddy, Big Jake. Jake has been nominated as one of the media personalities of the year for NLL. So Jake, congratulations on the nomination. Well deserved, young man. Nice to see you. Nice to see somebody in our own area over on the West Coast gets proper recognition on that play right there. So there you can see the official talking to LaRue. He's explaining what he saw or what he sees over on the far side. So they'll indicate what they're going to call and how they're going to call it. We'll see whether or not the first penalty or Burnaby gets the initial penalty on this play right now. There's a minor on the clock for Burnaby. McDonald and LaRue, the two of them were having a bit of a discussion. So maybe I'm guessing right now, thinking that possibly they both got major penalties for fighting, and the additional minor could be for an instigator for Burnaby. But we're going to wait and see what they're putting up. Now the 2 minutes is off, so I'm lost. So I'm counting the players, or trying to count the players on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Delta. 1, 2, 3. I still only see 3 for Burnaby. Now I see 4. So it's a major penalty that they've got on the clock. A 5-minute penalty they have on the clock for LaRue. Butch LaRue, number 6. We'll wait for the announcement. Well, I know LaRue got a major for fighting, and then he got an extra major for something. I couldn't hear what the announcement was. And Sandberg got 5 for fighting, and the game misconduct with it. So LaRue has the ball, and I'm talking about number 22 this time, Sam LaRue, not number 6, Butch LaRue. Butch is out of the game with that fighting major penalty that he got. So LaRue just throws it back over. They're trying to kill time off of the clock right now. Rolls it back. Change coming up. Hogan Stratton's off on a change. Now they have it inside the corner, trying to pick this one back up, and it's behind LeClaire. And they have control, working it all the way back down this time, and the Islanders get back out. Torque lobs it back around this time to McDonald. McDonald in control. 4 minutes left in the major or the power play, and then when they get back onto the floor, there'll be about 4 minutes left, so they call him back over. So Burnaby will get possession of the ball right now as it goes all the way back down in the corner. So LeClaire is just going to throw it over in the corner. So LaRue will pick the ball up. One of the Islanders players way down for the other end. So the captain, Sam LaRue, picks the ball up. Takes his time, slow to jaunt. Back around, cuts himself back in, looks, goes in, goes over on the far side, takes a shot, reset the shot clock. Come out of the corner like he was walking around the seawall in Vancouver. Back down, London comes back down. Nice play to work his way back inside, looks, trying to set it back up. He did. He gave it back around this time to Monroe. Monroe leaves it, lobs it all the way back that time to McDonald. Back around. McDonald gets it back. Back around again. Huge shot. Stopped again. Well played. And Tack makes the stop look easy. Now what are we going to have? I think we're going to have another penalty for interference this time going against Burnaby. So this will be a 2-man advantage for the Islanders right now. Interference minor penalty. So it'll go back out to mid-floor again, and McDonald will have the ball. McDonald picks it back up, center floor. Referee indicates we're almost ready. And we're waiting because the penalty's not on the clock yet. There, it's up right now. So Morris is the one that got the interference minor penalty. He's in the box for that. Back inside, McDonald goes in. McDonald threw it back over on the far side to Richmond. Richmond chases it, gets it back around, and Richmond will pick this one back up on the far side. Richmond holds onto it. Coming inside again, and McDonald goes in. McDonald give it back around. Hogan Stratton gets the shot. Stopped, saved again by Tack. And Tack made the Johnny in the spot stop. And now he throws it all the way back down through the rafters. Did it go back anywhere? No, it didn't. It was off of the rafters. And this will be picked back up by the Islanders. They come back down. Kozak, right side. Kozak gets it back, mid-floor. Waits. McDonald is wide open. McDonald, one of the alternate captains, right side. Let's play. Hogan Stratton gets the shot away, and it's over in the boards on the far side corner. And Waltz takes his man to the wall. Waltz pins him against the boards, waiting with him. Staying with him. Back pass over the shoulder. Huge shot right there. Save. Picked back up again. And finally, Burnaby will march away all the way back out to mid-floor. And they go back down to DeBeck on the left side. DeBeck comes in. Burnaby, 2 players short right now. Waits, good play as they set this one back up again. Young comes down. Young threw it back around. Shot off of the wall. They'll go back after it. And Richmond thought about picking it back up, but it goes all the way back down inside the left corner. And Hogan Stratton for Burnaby is off on a change. So Hogan Stratton's off. Still 5-on-3 for another 35 seconds. Then there will be a 5-on-4. Back around again. Waits, passing it in front. McDonald comes in. Huge, takes a shot. Stopped again by Tack. And Tack just kills seconds off of the clock, and the penalty's right there. Grabbed all the way back out to center. Gabriel gets back up. Gabriel holding on to it. Looks, lobs it back to the captain this time. Good play. LaRue had it. LaRue still has control. Rips a shot, deflected. And it goes right in front, and finally Leclerc had to make that stop. The first penalty is over, and that's the minor penalty to Morris, and the major penalty is still being served right now. So they go back down floor the other way. Nice play to set it back up in the corner over on the far side. They cut their way back in. Richmond got it back. Hogan Stratton rips a shot, stopped by Tack. Nice save again. And Hogan Stratton comes inside. A couple players push and shove in front. And we have a delayed penalty going against the Islanders. And we have a slashing penalty going against the Islanders, but the goaltender for Burnaby is going over to get a drink of water right now. Well deserved right now. Going over, gets a quick drink. A slashing penalty called. I believe the penalty is going to be called, and it's assessed to number 18, Silas Richmond. So right now it's 4-on-4, so much for the power play. Coaches don't mind if you take a penalty in your own half of the floor, but not when you're in the attacking half of the floor. LaRue goes inside. Sometimes that's just a discipline factor right there, the way that plays out. LaRue is wide open. Vela goes in, takes a shot, cuts through the crease. They'll leave it and lob it back out to London. London comes down the right side, going to the far side. LaBerge is waiting for it. Couldn't get it back to him. And they hold on to it. Good play to set this one back up. London lobs it back all the way out this time to Monroe. Monroe holds on to it, walks his way in, right side. Good play by Monroe as he works his way back inside again. Boma comes inside. Boma used sparingly so far tonight, going in, ripping a shot, stopped by Tack, holding on to it. There's about a dozen seconds left in the major penalty for Burnaby, and then they'll be back at 5-a-side, full strength. We go all the way back up floor. Well, Burnaby will, not Delta. They'll still be killing a penalty. Burnaby, they had control, waits. Now LaRue comes on, so Burnaby's on a power play for an even minute with a minute left in the period. LaRue, far side. Good passing play to set this one back around. Huge shot, scores, and that's a power play, so that'll nullify the minor penalty. And that snuck past Ashton Leclerc. Goes back around. Can't blame him. It's a team effort right here. Watch the replay. Watch the shot right there going inside. Low on the left side. And they should credit that goal back around to Sam LaRue. Now we'll go back to mid-floor, so we should be back at 5-a-side. That goal should have nullified the penalty. It did. We've got 5 players out. They just haven't taken the penalty off of the clock yet. So that makes the score 14-8 for Burnaby, and that'll put himself up 2 more points in the standings as we were talking about it earlier on. So the penalty is still on the clock. Nothing happened. Now it goes back out center floor. Burnaby comes inside again, trying to get it. Gabriel goes in. He holds onto the ball. He knows how much time is left. Waltz looks, gets it from Gabriel. Belatti is out there. Gabriel goes all the way back out to mid-floor this time, and it's in the corner over on the far side, and Burrell has control. Burrell lost it, pushed, misplayed that one, and LaBerge takes him against the boards, and then LaBerge is off on a change. And we go back up to mid-floor with Miller getting the ball. Miller comes back down, waits. McDonald has it, goes wide over on the far side, and Waltz stays with him. Coming back inside, we've only got about 5 seconds left, and they go all the way back down, far left side this time as they work their way back inside. McDonald goes in, rips a shot, stopped again by Tack. And as the buzzer goes to end the third period, the players come together and sort of walking away from each other. Huge, huge game, a loss for your Delta Islanders. They lost by a 14-8 decision against Burnaby. And that gives Burnaby 2 more points in the standings right now. Puts them up to 12. So 4 points more than the Islanders. So a good game. Tack played an exceptional game. Mateo Tack played a great game. They're coming over and thanking the referees. Of course, the referees, Terry Mosdell and Ryan Knowles, are the 2 referees coming out. Heated game at the best of time. Boma goes over, and Boma talks to Gabriel. Obviously, the 2 of them know each other. It's still competitive, it's still sportsmanship, and it's well played for both teams as they had a lot of fun coming out and playing the game tonight. Exceptional game, and let's not forget the Islanders play here again tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 face-off against the boys from the Island, and Imo Timberman is a face-off at 2:30. Well, they'll have the introductions at 2:30 as well, and of course there's lots of great action coming up. Please remember that throughout your travels, wherever your travels take you, school will be out now, and the youngsters will be out playing in the fields and the streets around your ensuing neighborhoods. So wherever your travels take you, slow down, drive with care and caution. We want them to go back. I know it's been a very trying few years for the kids in school. So again, wherever your travels take you, think of the young kids, think of safety, and think about having a safety-full summer. That's what it's all about. And if you have a sport you want to promote, send me an email. My website is sportswave.ca. So get a hold of me, send me an email, and I'll promote your sport for you and your community, regardless of where it is. So enjoy the rest of it. Have a great weekend. Have a good time. And have a very, very happy July 1st. Till the next broadcast, George Perry doing the magic work on camera. I'm Steve Erickson for doing the broadcast. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till the next broadcast, if you don't play sport, at least be one.